And we're back with another episode of the Pop Culture Cosmos. My name is Gerald Glassford from Pop Culture Cosmos and also Game Source and Humanican Media as well. We truly appreciate you listening out there to the number one show. That's right, the number one show right here on the Podcast Radio Network. We're here every Monday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, right here on the Podcast Radio Network. We're also available on several different outlets if you want to catch the great episodes that we have anytime at your leisure, available for download free of charge. That's available on Mixcloud, Google Play, iTunes, podcast.com. Stitcher, my goodness, as well as TuneIn, the ESO Network, the Tangent Bound Network, and the Gonna Geek Network as well. We've got so many, sometimes I even go vague on them. My goodness, indeed. Well, I'm here along with my good friend, the man, the myth, the legend. He is the man behind Humanican Media and all of its great projects. It's Josh Peterson. How are you, my friend?
Good, man. Just kicking it on this here Sunday night, ready to talk about some pop culture.
There you go, indeed. And congratulations. I want to make it, well, not congratulations, you suck, but the name of your upcoming book. But congratulations to you, my friend, because we are now at number 30. Can you believe it? We are 30 episodes into our awesome show. And it's because of you out there listening to us, making us in less than 30 episodes already the number one show on the network. What do you think about that, my friend? Don't be too excited
now. Hey, that's exciting. People like us. I mean, that's always a good thing, right? It means that we're not just sitting here having these conversations.
Almost reminds me of Jim Carrey in The Mask. They like me. They really like me.
They like me.
Yes, indeed. So we truly appreciate you listening to us out there. We cannot say enough thank yous also to you, each and every one of you that listens to us each and every week. But also a big thank you to our sponsors, Always Green Synthetic Turf and Putting Greens, available right now. You can check them out on their website, agsgrass.com. That's agsgrass.com. But they're also got an office located in Huntington Beach. Free financing. Well, I shouldn't say, but financing is available. It's a free call today. It would be great if it's free financing. But give them a call today. It's agsgrass.com to check out everything that they have. I'll be playing the commercial here coming up in a bit that'll give you all the pertinent information, including their phone number to call. And make sure when you do, you tell them Pop Culture Cosmos sent you, because it really helps us out and lets them know that their ad and their time investment is working with them as well. We also truly appreciate Rob McCallum Films. That's robmccallumfilms.com for all the great projects that he is working on, including Box Art, the documentary, also Missing Mom, the Kitty documentary, The Masters of the Universe, and he's working with a ton of stuff more. There's rumors possibly even a sequel maybe to even his awesome 2015 documentary, Nintendo Quest. There's been rumors of that. But he also tells you about some of the other things that he's doing as well, including Gamercast with J. Rob and Glenn, also The Trenches, and all the other great things that are happening. That's robmccallumfilms.com. And our great friends, Doug and Nicole at Retro City Games. If you want to know more about the retro gaming scene, there's no better place to go than Retro City Games on Facebook. That's Retro City Games on Facebook to check out all the great stuff that they have, indeed. And, just ask them a question. They're always happy to answer. And then they've also got a great ton of stuff. If you're in the Las Vegas and Henderson area in Nevada, they've definitely a place to go for video game needs. So it's going to be another great episode. We've got a lot of things that we're going to be discussing over the next hour that we're going to be detailing. We're going to be talking a little bit about Destiny 2. We're going to be talking maybe a little bit about the next Call of Duty, what that might end up being, Assassin's Creed hitting Netflix, an alternate Star Wars Rogue One ending, so much more. But there's also two podcasts, two projects that I want to talk about with Josh. Tell me a little bit more about what's going on with Humanican Media and also the two little samples that we're going to be playing here sometime in the hour.
Yeah, you guys are going to get to hear a little sample of my two latest shows, we have the Super Bro Station Gamescast, and we'll be discussing Mass Effect, YouTubers, and the trouble they get into. We'll be talking, and then the What About This podcast, What About This will be, you also get a chance to listen to that one, the newest episode, where we discuss who is more influential over music, the Beatles or Nirvana. That one got pretty heated. There almost was not a fourth episode of What About This, so you guys should tune in. And, we got this daily show in the works. As soon as I know more about it, I will let you guys know. But, yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Indeed, so that's something to look forward to, both samples of the Super Bro Station Gamescast and also a sample of What About This podcast. Both shows are on the Humanica Media Networks. Check that out on Mixcloud, podcast.com, iTunes, YouTube, Facebook, what have you. It's all over the place there. And we're just truly appreciate Josh allowing us to go ahead and give you a taste of it. Indeed. In fact, you might even see one of them coming up as far as the extra download on this at the end of this podcast, if you're downloading it as well. So we've got a lot of great things. I get told you as well that we're going to talk about here. Also another song from Moy Navarro. But first, I want to just go ahead and I gotta hit you up on this, my friend. I know it. You have seen the trailer, the latest trailer for the Justice League. I know a lot of people out there are really now excited because it, for once, the momentum is starting to pick up after what happened with BVS and Suicide Squad and how that left a lot of people maybe not so enamored on the DC universe. Things are truly starting to pick up. Wonder Woman is really looking like a strong entry into the DC universe. And after watching the actual trailer for Justice League this weekend, it looks like it's something that could be very promising as well. Your thoughts on Justice League, the trailer that just came out for it? If you want to catch it, we've actually posted it on the Pop Culture Cosmos on Facebook timeline. You can catch it there, or also as well, Pop Culture Cosmo on Twitter. So what are your thoughts on Justice League so far after seeing the trailer?
Is it Justice League, or is it a buddy cop comedy between Aquaman and Cyborg? Yeah.
It looks like they're trying to go for a little bit lighter, and obviously that's something that they've gotten influence from Marvel after being so heavy. And I think that's a good turn for them because, obviously the Batman movies were so dark and were so, heavy as far as from an emotional standpoint. BVS, Man of Steel, and Suicide Squad wanted to go down that same path, and it looks like that was not the best fashion as far as from a critical standpoint, and maybe from a fan standpoint as well. They could have achieved maybe a little bit more success with a more lighter tone that maybe fashions itself after what the Marvel universe is doing. But was that a good move, or do you say it's a buddy comedy? I know you say that somewhat in jest, but you could also say it could be the theme as far as what they're trying to underscore as far as the relationships in the film.
Yeah, no, that's true. I think they've had enough misfires that they're bound to catch on one of these strategies here. But I don't want to see. I want it to have like a little more lightheartedness to it, but I don't want it to be exactly like a Marvel film, because I do enjoy like the darker side of of DC, but at the same time, like, it needs to be not so dark that there's nothing in it that's like comedic. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing the relationships between all these heroes, because you have this dynamic that you wouldn't be able to have in any of their solo movies. And I know in Batman vs Superman they tried to do that with the whole like Batman and Superman talking about Wonder Woman going, "Oh, I thought you brought her," but like, it didn't really pan out that well. And another thing, I'm excited to see how they're going to incorporate Superman into this movie, because we know that he's in it, but we don't have any details besides that. And that's
actually, I think that's so good so far that they've kept that, because these days in the trailers they're usually willing to almost tell you the entire story and synopsis before the movie even comes out. And I'm glad that they're leaving that detail out of it for the present time. We all know that Superman's coming back. It's for those spoilers, and I'm sorry, it's pretty much alluded to at the very end of BVS. So I don't have a problem with that being held back for 100% because I think everybody's curious to see what he's going to look like with his transformation. Does he become the same Superman, or is it something entirely different? So I'm okay with that at this point in time.
Right, right. So I mean, I'm curious what they're gonna do. Like they haven't really showed who the villain is. They just showed a lot of like kind of cool action sequences. So they're still being incredibly vague. We know who the
The only
villain
thing
is.
is, I will say that there's a little bit of smackage on them because it looks like they borrowed something from the movie Life, which didn't obviously do very gangbusters here at the this past weekend, its first weekend out, which I think we kind of saw coming. But it looked like some alien life. Did you see that scene where the alien life form was just like, or whatever life form was just like behind? I don't know if that was Joe Morton. I think that was Cyborg's dad, or whatnot. I could be mistaken. So, did you see that scene?
Yeah, yeah. I saw. I didn't know what that was. I thought that was like that whatever that machine thing is that cyborg. You know, him becoming cyborg. I don't know. It was really quick. I gotta watch it again, but.
You could be right. That could be the thing for Cyborg. I could be wrong. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he Cyborg's one of those heroes where it's like there's not, I don't know a lot about him, so sorry. Yeah. Anyways, I'm looking forward to it. I hope that it's better than Batman vs Superman. I didn't come out of those movies hating them. I didn't like them, but I didn't regret watching them.
I did on all
Yeah.
accounts.
I know you did, and a lot of people who did go see it did, but I mean, I wasn't like, oh man, there's definitely something better I could have done with my time. I mean, I know you did, yeah. But
I did.
it's all. I think, like I said earlier, there's a formula, and I think they've had enough misfires that one of these times they're going to hit with audiences. It's inevitable.
I think it's going to be with Wonder Woman because that really looks like a strong entry into the DC Marvel universe. I'm really excited that I know my girls are as well. I think it's something that definitely will reinvigorate that DC movie universe and give it some life and actually be able to present it in a much better fashion than it has before. Do you think it's going to be you think it's going to be Justice League instead? That's going to even raise it higher? Or do you think it's Wonder Woman? You and I've talked that Wonder Woman has got a lot of promise.
Yeah, Wonder Woman does have a lot of promise, but it's not the same type of movie that Justice League is going to be. So hopefully, if Wonder Woman's good, it's already going to set that bar pretty high. And then if Justice League is disappointing, it's going to ruin whatever progress they made with Wonder Woman. So,
and it's kind of weird. You're seeing trailers for her in two different films in two different time spans.
They're trying to build hype. They're trying to keep people excited for it because they got to ride that momentum while they have it.
But you already know she's going to survive whatever's being thrown at her in Wonder Woman, so it's kind of surreal in that sense.
Yeah, but Wonder Woman's in the past, so since we know she's in Batman vs Superman, obviously she doesn't die.
Yeah, this is true, but it's just kind of okay. I'm seeing you here, and I'm seeing you there, so it's. But that's cool. Like I said, I'm just excited as far as like I said, the Wonder Woman movie coming out, and Justice League looks like it's actually going to be cool. And Aquaman looks like he's going to be trying his best to steal the movie with his one-liners or whatnot. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he brings something interesting to the team, and I've already enjoyed. I'm enjoying seeing those little tiny snippets of him and Batman going back and forth.
Indeed, and it's because it's so funny because you expect Jason Momoa's character just to be grunting or just because he's a big bulky guy and just to be not have depth, but taking a cue beyond what Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy is doing, he's even becoming more integral to the story and just becoming a bigger part of it and becoming so I guess just a key cog in the whole Justice League arsenal, and he's not just going to be this dark outsider who you know very little about. I mean, at first it looked like he was being portrayed as that. When the initial trailers came out and you saw Batman searching for him, in the beginning of those trailers. And now this latest trailer gives him a lot more personality in life, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure. There's always like that joke about Aquaman. Like, what is he gonna do on land? Like, he can't communicate with animals, and if he's away from the sea, his powers are basically useless. So, but he seems to Jason Momoa seems to have filled the role out pretty well, and we all know he has the potential to do it because he's good at doing the broody parts, but like he also, when someone like that, like with Drax the Destroyer, when someone like that says something funny, like it has it's unexpected, so it's you can't help but to laugh at it. So I think they have that going for them.
Indeed. So I, like you, am looking forward to the Justice League at this point in time. They've presented themselves much better than at this time with BVS and also Suicide Squad as well. Although people like the Suicide Squad trailers. I for one kind of like the Suicide Squad trailers as well. I thought the way they incorporated music, but the problem is that's where it stopped. Was they were able to fill enough good content within 2 to 3 minutes, and then after that they just couldn't do enough for 2 hours. And that's, I think, was the problem with both those films, is that they just didn't have enough to provide beyond a sizzle reel. And I'm hopeful that they will be able to, on this occasion, be able to provide a lot more depth to all the characters and also a lot more depth to the story as well. So definitely looking forward to that indeed in November when it comes out. As more news and events and also information comes about on the Justice League, we'll make sure you stay tuned right here to the Pop Culture Cosmos Show. And then also our sister show, the PCC Multiverse, every Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on the Podcast Radio Network. And it's also available free to download on all those channels I mentioned earlier. The ESO Network, the Tangibound Network, the Gunna Geek Network, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play, podcast.com, iTunes, and also as well, I mentioned Google Play. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So there's a lot of ways that you can go ahead and get our show. We just truly appreciate you doing so indeed. So we've got another great show lined up for you. A lot more talk to come on a lot of great subjects. But first, we wanted to make sure we let you know about another song. We want to make sure that you get a chance to hear and check out another great song from Moi Navarro. This is a great song we listened to earlier, and we're gonna play it for you now. This is I Won't Give Up from Moi Navarro, and this is the Pop Culture Cosmos.
All right, sorry, dude, I'm back.
And you're back. Okay. All right. And we're back with the final segment right here on the Pop Culture Cosmos. My name is Gerald Glassford from Pop Culture Cosmos and Game Source. We truly appreciate you, everyone out there who listens to us. We're still the #1 show on the Podcast Radio Network. We truly appreciate you being here every week, Monday nights, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific on the Podcast Radio Network. We also appreciate you downloading our shows at any time that you can. That, like I said, it's just an awesome. You just download it straight to you on any one number of our awesome streaming channels. Start off with the ESO Network, the Tangibound Network, the Gunna Geek Network as well, and then iTunes, Stitcher, podcast.com, TuneIn, Google Play, and Mixcloud as well. So we just truly appreciate you getting the show any way you can. We truly appreciate listening to us. It's been a great show, my friend. A lot of things that we've talked about, indeed. A lot of things that we've done. A lot of things that we did. A lot of things that we have discussed, and got a sample of your great shows coming up. But what else is available coming up soon for everybody out there to know from Humanican Media?
All right, well, it is Sunday night, so starting this week, tomorrow you'll be able to hear the Super Bro Session Games cast, and then the What About This podcast. And we are soon going to be releasing a daily show, which I'm hoping to begin on April 10th, but nothing's really set in stone yet. You guys will know more when I know more. And if you want to check out anything we've made in the past, Ghost Toasters, Double J Filmcast, which I'm hoping to revive here one of these days, and just everything else Humanican Media. Check us out on Facebook, YouTube, follow us on Twitter, and we appreciate the support.
Indeed we do, whether it's Humanican Media, Pop Culture Cosmos, or Game Source. Just truly appreciate all the support. Follow us, like us. Indeed, we just truly appreciate it. And if you want the latest pop culture news, just check us out, Pop Culture Cosmos on Facebook and Pop Culture Cosmo on Twitter. You'll get the latest pop culture news sent right straight to you. Well, I don't know if you caught this last week, Josh, but there were some, promotional signs that leaked out into the internet in regards to a game that, is a standby each and every year that comes out. But it looks like it's turning back into a familiar direction, and that's Call of Duty. Call of Duty, for so long now, the top name in the industry as far as video game and video game entities are concerned. Sales have, for year in, year out, has had them near or at the top of the list, and they were at the top of the list for many, many years. I know that Call of Duty Advanced Warfare that just came out really did, even though it got positive critical reception. It sold pretty good it sold actually very well by a lot of other video game standards, but for the Call of Duty series, in recent shareholder calls, it did not do as well as the projections had indicated. So it looks like with the next iteration in the series, based off the leaked photographs from the promotional material, that Call of Duty will be heading back into the direction of World War II. This looks like to be something mirroring the Battlefield series, which has changed and gone to a Battlefield 1 with World War I series. And they've done actually, from a critical standpoint and also a sales standpoint, gain quite a bit of success from that by going in that direction. So I ask you, Josh, as someone who's maybe not the biggest fan of the world of Call of Duty, is this something that will gain your interest? But also from a gamer standpoint, your friends that you know out there that are still big in the series, do you think this is something that's going to spark some interest as far as reigniting the flame for Call of Duty?
It would have to be a really great. It would have to, they would just have to blow me away with the video footage that they show or the game trailers in order to bring me back to it. Because right now I'm so over Call of Duty, and I think that going back to World War II it was inevitable, because there's so many modern, futuristic shooters out there that why do we need one more? Why, Call of Duty's become an annual game, so why do we need to, take a game that was okay the way it was and then turn it into a, another Halo or a Dead Space or a Killzone or Resistance. There's so many games out there that, kind of have that vibe to it. So why do we need one more? And why it's like that whole thing. If it's broke, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So why? I don't even know why they left the World War settings in the first place. But I'm so over Call of Duty at this point that they would really just have to blow me away to bring me back to it.
Well, it was Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which is the last iteration. It's people get so mixed up because it just come out each and every year. Ghost to Advanced Warfare to
They
Modern
jump
Warfare.
all over the
Yeah,
place too.
exactly, exactly. So I know that gets a lot of fans and gamers confused alike. So the latest iteration was Infinite Warfare, and even though it did have moderate critical success, it, according to in the most recent uh, shareholders call, it underperformed. Now, again, mind you, compared to other games that are out there, that would be a huge success for many of them. But in the Call of Duty world, that has been on top for so many years, you see the cracks, and you see signs that the uh, gaming universe for Call of Duty is being whittled away little by little. So I guess a dramatic turn back into World War II was not unexpected, especially after seeing the success of EA's Battlefield 1. So we'll see what happens. I'm very curious to see how well it looks, but it looks like it's heading in that direction. Whether or not it's going to stay in the headed in that direction, because you got to remember there are 3 different studios making Call of Duty games. So while right now I believe it is Sledgehammer Games doing this year, what does that say about the other studios that are doing the various iterations for 2018 and 2019 and beyond? How is that going to evolve? Is that going to stay in World War II as well, or is that going to be coming back to a modern, or is it going to stay in the near future? It's going to be tough to see how they're going to be able to play that out. We'll just have to see based off of sales. I know that's something we could easily say, but the game for 2018 is already underway in development. So, it's already, the commitment's been made as far as what time frame that will be on. But I'm eager to see what's going to happen with Call of Duty this year. It's seeing how they're going to go back to World War II when it looked like they were not going to come back at all ever after being there for so long. After so many games had so many shooters had come out, especially in the middle part of the first decade of the century. So many games, so many World War II World War II shooters were there, and just it became like a dime a dozen, and everybody just got sick of it, and just they wanted to veer away from that. So them coming back, is that going to reignite a push back into World War II as a mainstay in the shooter genre? We'll wait and see. What are your thoughts out there, everyone, on Call of Duty going back to the World War II platform as far as for at least its upcoming game this year? Tell us your thoughts by sending us an email, popculturecosmos@yahoo.com, or you can send us a note on our Facebook pages, Pop Culture Cosmos on Facebook, Humanican Media on Facebook, Game Source on Facebook, or you can send us, you just like us there and you'll get the latest information on pop culture and also video games as well. And then you can also, take care of us on Twitter. You can send us a message on Twitter at Pop Culture Cosmo, at Humanican Media, and at Game Source as well. So it's been another great episode indeed. Again, we just truly appreciate you being part of the broadcast here today. Any last thoughts, Mr. Josh Peterson, what you guys are doing, what you guys are up to, or Humanican Media, or anything going on in the pop culture world right here on the number one show on the pop culture, number one show on the podcast radio network?
Just stay tuned. We have, like I said earlier, the What About This podcast coming up, and the Super Bro Station Games cast. Follow us on YouTube and Twitter. It helps us out a lot. It's not any desire to be internet famous. It's more of a desire to be able to, do things that'll be able to bring you guys up-to-date news. And I look for my article on Pop Culture Cosmos on Claude Moriarty and the curious case of the Kind of Funny situation. And stay tuned, because I'll have a game review coming up here soon too that you'll know about.
Yes, indeed. That's a lot of stuff out there as well. You'll also be having a game review coming up very shortly on the site as well. I want to check that out for 88 Heroes. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. 88 Heroes.
Yes. So definitely look out for that indeed. I'll be taking care of a review for EchoBox, as far as one of the headsets we got recently to try out from our good friends at EchoBox, and then also an interview coming up later this week on the PCC Multiverse. I'll have from them as well, so you want to check that out. Indeed, a lot of great stuff coming up. And I'm also waiting for your top 25, man. I'm still waiting, man. I'm still waiting. I'm curious. I want to know what's going on with that top 25. I just cannot wait to see what your 25 is, top 25 is, because you could check out mine on popculturecosmos.wordpress.com.
I'm working on it, man. It's a daunting task. I've just been doing all these reviews this week, so it's on my to-do list. It's coming up here.
I hear you, man. Okay, well, I'm just thrilled that, and if you get a chance, one of my top 25 films, North by Northwest, is getting shown in a limited fashion for a couple of days next week. So if you want to get a chance, find out through Fathom Events. I'm just giving them some free pub. Fathom Events to check out what days. I think it's April 2nd and April 7th. I'll be going to one of the shows myself to go check out. I've never seen it, obviously, on the big screen because it came out before I was born, but North by Northwest, which is one of my favorite films all time. So you want to check that out in the big theaters indeed. And then special love to our sponsors. Thank you so much to Always Green Synthetic Turf and Putting Greens, Retro City Games on Facebook, and RobMcCallumFilms.com. So it's been another great episode. We truly appreciate being part of it, and thank you so much for listening. For Josh Peterson, this is Gerald Glassford. We thank you so much for listening. It's another beautiful day here in paradise, here in the pop culture cosmos. We thank you so much for listening, and here's hoping you have yourself a great day.